Yo, Still Bills, what's the deal, man? I'm heading out to work on this Friday. I gotta go way out of the way. But thank God I already packed yesterday, so I'm just pretty much going and getting right on the road. But peep game, man, we gotta get into this shit, man. And that shit is fanboys never seem to amaze me, man, with how low they'll stoop to say, to stay supportive of a certain fighter, no matter how in the wrong that fighter is, man. I'm seeing a lot of people, and maybe I jumped the gun. Like I said, man, as long as you are on social media, you always gonna have something to talk about on here. But maybe I jumped the gun a little bit on this post as it pertains to Tank Davis last night or whatever, man. But it pissed me off because that wasn't the only post that I saw that was somewhat trying to come to the aid of a Tank Davis, man. I hate when black people say, well, they did it, so pretty much it gives you an excuse to do it or whatever, man. I saw a lot of that with R. Kelly, and I get it. I definitely understand the sentiment behind it, because R. Kelly was being lambasted like you didn't have a fucking Epstein and a Harvey Weinstein. They seem to be, skirting punishment, while R. Kelly was kind of, is that even true? I think Harvey Weinstein may have even been locked up at that time. But it's just a history of, it's just a history that others have with us, that they can get away with doing shit, and when we turn to do the same shit, we're met with an excruciating amount of punishment, more absorbent punishment than them. And I do think that is unfair. I definitely get it from that paradigm. So it can lead you to say, well, they do it as well. They're doing that. It's the same with the crack law, the crack laws and the cocaine. Well, they sell cocaine. There is no crack without the cocaine. You dig? That's the biggest part of the recipe of crack. Why are we being punished more harshly for selling cocaine pretty much than they are? So I get the sentiment, man, but when you're a repeat offender, and maybe not necessarily you being charged with something, man, but you're caught. This is the second time you've been caught on some sort of, maybe not camera, but now it's a 911 call that's leaked to the surface or whatever. When do we hold you accountable for your actions? People just really have forgotten about this dude snatching an old girl up and dragging her out the fucking arena. People have really forgotten about that. And I just, Protect Tank has taken a whole new avenue. It's taking a whole new avenue in and out of the ring. Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson need to leave Tank alone and focus on each other. We ain't fighting Lomachenko yet. He ain't fighting Josh Taylor and none of them at 140. Now it's all, well, where was the outrage when Sergey Kovalev did this and that and the third? It's like, man, y'all gotta stop, bro. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all have to stop. That man did wrong. And maybe he didn't. Everybody gets innocent until proven guilty, even though guilty motherfuckers get proven innocent all the time. Maybe he did it, maybe he didn't. But with his track record, it's hard to, ignore it, man. I got loved ones who have a track record of doing game goofy shit, while they're trying to point the finger and place blame at everybody else. It's like, fam, nah, that's you. You gotta wear that. And it'll be better for everybody if you fess up. A simple I'm sorry goes a long way. Acknowledging your demons goes a long way. Becoming introspective goes a long way. It helps better. It helps develop you better. You develop at a more rapid rate when you can admit your problems. Tank is saying that somebody is, they paid some bra $50K to pretty much sabotage him and all that. And I'm like, I'm not so sure of that, bro. Could it be? Yeah, it could be. I mean, he's not a high profile celebrity, but people know who he is. They know he got a nice little bank account to him. You dig? They know that. just, Run DMC, they was catching bitches or whatever, and bitch is a term that I don't use until a woman gives me a reason to use it. And in that case, yeah, that was a bitch right there, because she tried to, she said some accusatory shit of the brother and tried to get it, tap his pockets or get some sort of settlement out of it. Lying little bitch. But some women are out here, they're vultures enough like that to where they'll try to leech off of you. They'll try to leech off of you. They'll concoct a fucked up story and sell it to the public. And the public can eat that shit up because a woman in duress is just something that it plays on our heartstrings, and we can't stand to see that shit. So it's easier for us to side with them. And when we side with them, we start putting pressure on the brother, and he could be completely innocent and absolved. And he has to go through hell and high water to prove his innocence. So it could be a case where that's happening with Tank. That could be a case. That definitely could be a case. But I'm not so sure. And it could be the case because it's now, it's evidence of him doing some fuck shit to where he could be completely guilty in all those other situations except this one in particular. But it's like, how do we ignore all that shit and try to give you the benefit of the doubt and leniency right here? It's hard to do. It's a two-way street. Two things could be true at once. Or it could be the dude is just a scumbag ass nigga. I don't want to necessarily call him that, man, but you're on record. It's 911 calls being motherfucking, put out there to the, released to the public. And you are on camera, strong arming some, your baby moms. And you still have, the hit and run shit with the pregnant woman, bro. It's like, yo, goddamn, man. How do you show sympathy to somebody like that? It's hard. It's hard to do. And instead of us staying fixated on that, you would rather interject other people into the bullshit to convolute the argument. And that pisses me off when we do that shit. It's like, no, bro, like, yeah, we can hold him accountable and get to them when we get to them. We can hold, or we ain't even got to get to them when we get to them. We can hold both of them accountable simultaneously. You know what I'm saying? Like, why we got to wait? Like, we got to wait. We can't blame Tank until we blame Sergey Kovalev. I still don't see people banging on Adonis Stevenson like that when he was pimping and strong-arming women. I don't see that shit. So I'm just saying, man, like, if homeboy did that shit, he got to wear that shit. And the last thing I need is a brigade of fucking beta males coming up trying to sit here and excuse the nigga for his actions. That's fucked up to me. That's some buster shit. That's some, like, damn, y'all niggas ain't got no moms, no sisters, no aunties, no grandmothers, no relos, nothing? Or just some women that you hold near and dear to your heart that you ain't necessarily intimate with. You just like, man, you a cool ass girl, bro. You my dog, you little sis. Or you big sis. Shorty ain't even gotta be blood related, man, but just on some shit where you just, how do you just why do we, like, well, they did it first, they did it. Don't blame me until y'all go and talk to them. No, bro. And even with Sergey Kovalev, he was never the high profile commodity that Tank is. If Sergey Kovalev walked down the street in any city, any major city, maybe one out of 20 people will know who he is. Maybe. Motherfuckers is gonna know who Tank is. I'm no fucking Sergey Kovalev, dog. It's like, no, don't nobody give a fuck about no Sergey Kovalev. I can assure you that. Nobody give a fuck about no Sergey Kovalev. I personally don't give a fuck about Tank, honestly, but, just from his boxing shit. But still, that's besides the fact. I don't like this little buster shit that niggas do when it's time to hold certain fighters' feet to the fire. I don't like that shit. They did it, so let's look at them first and, you know what I'm saying, give Tank a pass. Like, no, bro. Only reason why I don't bang on Tyson like that, and Tyson is the GOAT to me. I understood his mind. I understood how weak-minded he was. I understood how, not when it comes to men, but women. I understood how, you know, a woman can play that nigga like a fucking piano. When you growing up and you ain't necessarily got access to women like that, they not checking for you. When you 19, 20 years old, you're a world champion. You're getting bullied your entire life. You go out of your way to be accepted. You look at somebody's history and you follow the breadcrumbs that they've left that led him up to whatever point that he's at. Do I think Mike Tyson raped a woman? Absolutely not. Could he have made her uncomfortable? You know, dudes get a little, you know, they see something they like, they in the club, they drunk, they off a pill, they can get a little uncomfortable with, you know, their approach. That's a possibility. It can come off as creepish. But to say he just bulldozed, you know, picked Shorty up and just banged her out like they did, like they tried to accuse Pac of, no, I absolutely don't believe that shit. I don't believe that shit. Mike Tyson was just a weak-minded dude when it came to women. And a lot of women prey on that shit. And they'll try to get a bag out of it. Robin Givens was extremely successful with it. And look at where it got her. That little, can't stand that motherfucker. So I know the pathology of a Mike Tyson. He's menacing the men. I do not believe Mike Tyson will put his hands on a woman. I do not. That man has been slapped, spit on for saying so. He'll say some wild shit to her. But to just strong arm Shorty like that, nah. Nah. Don't believe that at all. So get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, man. I just, you know, hold motherfuckers accountable. That's what it all boils down to, man. Stop all that. Stop being a little hoe about shit. If he did that shit, he did that shit. And I'm feeling like he did that shit, man. So that's all I got to say about it, man. I'm about to go knock this day out. Y'all be easy, deuces.